Welcome once again to Spotlight Indian River. As you know, Spotlight Indian River is a show that focuses on those great things that are happening here in Indian River County. It's very important that we outweigh the negative that you may hear in various media sources, but we're going to show how positive outweighs those negatives. And I'm so fortunate today to have with me our guest, Dr. Lilliam Torrez Martinez, part of the Indian River County School District. Welcome to the show, Lilliam.
Thank you, Freddie. How are you?
I'm fantastic as usual, because when I have people like you on the show, I know I'm going to hear some positive things that are going to help me to become a better mouthpiece when I go out in the community, and I am out in the community. I can share some of the great news that I'm going to hear this morning. So I'm not going to do a lot of talking. I'm going to allow you to kind of expand upon a few points about a very important topic: absenteeism. Absenteeism in my mind was a no-brainer in my house. It didn't exist. My mom had such a close relationship with the school district and the school itself. I resided 2 blocks from Gifford High School, so you can actually look down the street and you can see the school. But if I were to miss school or try to miss school, a lady by the name of Cora with hair rollers in her hair is coming to the school to put a tanning on me and say, boy, get to school. And that type of direction has helped me to be the person that I am now. I'm a firm believer that if you're not there, you can't learn. If you're not there, you can't participate. So I kind of gave you that little opening about me. I wasn't perfect, but my mom helped me to be perfect by making sure that I attended schools. Let's talk about this absenteeism.
Well, absenteeism, and actually I like to really talk about attendance.
Okay.
I'll put it in those words, because absenteeism is an issue, but we try to figure out attendance. We're promoting attendance.
Okay.
I want to start off by saying that September is Attendance Awareness Month.
Okay.
And we have, for the past 3 years, engaged in very proactive attendance awareness campaigns, just to bring awareness to the parents, the community, the students, and even the schools, that every day, every minute counts in school. So we have been working on this very deliberately, and want to bring to the forefront of the community and the schools that you need to be present. Like you said, you need to be in your seat to be able to learn, and to not miss out on learning opportunities.
Wow. I equate the two so closely in as far as attendance and absenteeism. And again, attendance is very important in any endeavor, whether it's in school, whether it's on your job, whether it's at church. If you're the lead singer in the choir,
exactly.
And the choir came out that Thursday night, and they really worked hard to make sure they had a product for Sunday morning, and you don't show up.
Right.
It not only affects you, but it also affects other individuals as well.
Right, and sometimes we look at things and we have different segments. So we have the segment of the parents and the kids in school in the early grades, even starting in preschool. Well, preschool is very important because you're developing those learning habits. You're developing the habit of attendance and being in school, and that actually translates all the way to adult life to when you're on the job.
Exactly.
So if you don't have a habit of that attendance and complying with your responsibilities in school is crucial and important, then you're not going to develop that habit for when you have a job. Then your attendance to your job is secondary.
Exactly.
It's okay if I'm not there. Well, it's not, because you're missing out on any opportunity that either yourself or you might provide to others.
We're going to take a break and come back and talk more about this. It's very important. We want you to stay tuned. We're going to be right back after these messages.
Stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics in downtown Vero Beach. Owner Patty Callahan prints it all, from color and black and white copies to blueprints, banners, signs, prints of paintings, and fine art. Patty makes restorations and creates outstanding graphic designs. Call Patty at 770-1521 or stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics at 2345 14th Avenue. Stop by for all of your printing needs at Patty's Printing and Graphics, across from the old railroad station in downtown Vero Beach.
We're back once again. I tell you, I'm just so happy to have Dr. Lilliam Torrez Martinez here in the studio. We were talking about doing this some time back, and finally it is happening. You're not absent. You are here.
I'm here, you know, and you thought I was going to be late, but I wasn't.
You wasn't. You was on time. You was on time.
Yeah.
You led by example.
Exactly.
Very good. Let's get back to talking about that transition, even the training portion, I call it, of a student learning how to be present and how to be on time and how to be prepared, how to be respectful. I mean, all these characteristics are very, very important. I know when I begin to search for a job, the first thing a person says, how are you with your attendance? So you can call my last employer and he'll let you know that I was there on time and I missed one day in 5 years. And they say, wow. And the same thing applies today. I've been at the Gifted Youth Achievement Center. I probably got over 1,000 hours sick time because I don't need it and I don't abuse it. So let's talk more about absenteeism as well as attendance.
Well, again, the message is to be in school, to be engaged. And we have a slogan say, attend today, achieve tomorrow.
Ooh.
So if you attend school today, you know you're going to be a high achiever tomorrow.
That.
And just making sure that people know that starting in the early grades, and we know research has indicated that in the early grades, you know, there are a lot of barriers of why kids, and there's root causes of why kids are not in school. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that, and the message that we want to send out is that we as a school district are working very strongly on bringing standard-based instruction into our classrooms. We want our students to be engaged. But in order for that to be effective, in order for students to achieve, they have to be sitting in their seats. Okay. They have to be engaged in the educational process, and for that they need to be in school. We also want to send the message that every day counts. So some people take vacations during the school year, and one day missed out of school is a day missed out of school. There's only 180 days of school.
I remember that number. I did do 179.
Yeah. The year has 365 days. And I would always tell my students and my staff and my parents, the year has 365 days. You're only required to attend school for 180 days. So there's a lot of things that could happen, medical appointments that could happen during non-school time. I mean, if a child is really, truly sick, that needs to be taken care of. They can't be sitting in school because they're not going to learn. Mm-hmm. However, that is the exception to an excused absence. And it doesn't matter if the absences are excused or not excused. When we go into secondary schools, we see like some non-excused absences and really excused times. But we want them in school all the time. Nationwide, chronic absenteeism is a big issue, and those are things that we really want to address at a local level. We have been monitoring our data. We have been talking about and bringing processes to our schools to help further engage our students, because we want our students to be in school. I was talking with one of the life skills teachers recently, and we were talking attendance, and she was saying how, you know, kids in her class say, don't take me out of school when I'm going to my life skill class. Wow. Because I need to be there. And that's the level that we want to bring of engagement. We want our kids to be fully engaged because we don't want them to miss out on those educational opportunities.
I'm going to take another break, and we're going to come back and talk more, because what I want to know is what the other districts also are doing in reference to absenteeism and attendance. Okay?
Great.
We're going to take another break, and we'll be right back after these messages. Stay tuned.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free, So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.
The Furniture Man is a locally owned business that has served the needs of the community of Vero Beach and Indian River County for over 30 years. Here at the Furniture Man, we offer fine pieces to furnish each and every room of your home. Specializing in Floridian style, come browse our selection of bedroom, dining room, patio, and living room. Come explore over 10,000 square feet of showroom where you can find mattresses, recliners, sofas, dining, and more. Visit us at 673 US 1 in Vero Beach, Monday through Saturday for all of your furniture needs.
We have as our guest today Ms. Lilliam Torrez Martinez, Director of Student Services in the School District of Indian River County. And I'm just happy to have you here and to have the information just flow from you as though it's just a part of your natural persona. It just comes forth so clearly. And I hope our viewing audience is actually receiving what you're giving them as far as how important it is to be in the class. And I know as on my job, on your job, and other people in the world have jobs and school, kids have to be in school. There are some moments and days that you may not can attend. I don't want to miss, but I'm sick. I don't want to miss, but I was in a bad car accident. Whatever the case may be, what proactive measure does the school district already have in place to help that child to catch back up with the class sessions that they may have missed?
Well, as we said, we want our children to be in school every day, every minute. But there are circumstances where you might experience some health medical conditions or an emergency that is, you just have to miss school. Upon the return of a child to school, what we suggest is that there's a lot of parent involvement because schools can't do it alone, as you know.
That's true.
So we need the parents and we need the community. But teachers do provide makeup work and try to help the children level the playing field. And part of our policy is that we give children enough time to complete and make up the work that has not been done in the classroom, so that they could kind of play catch up, if you may, but it will take a child double the time. So if you want to catch up with what's happening today and you didn't do yesterday's work, it's kind of double that time. So having the parent involved and having the extra efforts from the teachers in the school, we could try to level the playing field for that child. But it's very important that if there is a medical issue that you need to be out of school, which you have to, that you get the work beforehand. So parents could go to school, notify the school that their child has a medical condition for which he or she cannot be in school, and the teachers will put together work for the child to do at home. And the support that they may need could come afterwards. So at least they could continue to practice their reading, practice their skills at home, and then when they get back into school, then appropriate supports will be provided at school.
That's fantastic, and that's good to hear, and good for the viewing audience to hear you state that quite adequately. What I want to ask now, is any service that we may have, and we only have a minute before we take another break, but I want to just get your mind to thinking about the different components that makes up that child's nurturing. It's not just a school district. It's not just a one-legged stool. It's not even a two-legged stool with the school district and community. But there's a third leg that's very, very important that starts with a P. Parents. So we want to begin to talk about that. We're going to take another break and come back and really horn in on these three important components. And there's some other sub-components that also is a part of this, because we have local businesses that also help to support and give financial as well as mentoring and other types of support toward that child. But I'm looking at the three basic: the school district, the community, and that parent. Okay? So we're going to take another break and come back and talk more about this big A. I like that, the big A.
The big A.
Okay? Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Marsha.
Hi, I'm Penny Chandler.
I'm Freddie Woolfork.
I am Barbara Hoffman.
And I'm Gregory Simpson.
I'm here with Police Chief David Curry.
You're in good company on VeroBuzzTV.com, Vero Beach's local TV station on the internet.
I just love it.
Tell a friend.
We love y'all!
Join Marsha Littlejohn nightly at 5 and 9 on VeroBuzzTV.com.
We're back once again, and I tell you, these points about attendance is very, very, very important, because even when you have a situation where a person is not attending, that individual don't realize how much information they're losing or not being exposed to, which will put a damper on their life. I never forget a little kid came to me one time, and he was in tears, and he said, my teacher said my problem was wrong, and I missed the school yesterday, but it's right, because I multiplied a -3 times a -3, and I put down a -9. And I said, come here for a second, let me teach you something, let me show you something. Whenever you multiply a negative component times a negative component, you always get a positive component. Well, how's that? We have 2 negative. And I said, were you in school when she taught this? No, but 3 times 3 is 9. That's true in the positive sense. But when you have a negative in front of a 3 and times another negative in front of it, that negative changes to a positive. He said, oh, the next day that kid came back, and he was just pumped. He said, I got an A on my test. I had all my problems corrected. So that small little concept, because he was out of school that one day, and he wasn't able to grasp why the negative times a negative equal a positive, really blew his mind. But once he learned it, and that's been 20 years now almost, now he's probably a junior in college. But anyway, this individual is now successful, but because that one instance of him missing that day caused his problem, his way of thinking, to be off base. So I want to just talk about now how important that being in attendance is, but how important those 3-legged stool of community, family, parents, and school is very important.
Well, it's crucial. We always say schools can't do it alone, but we have a lot of work to do. And it is the school, it is the community, and it is the parents. And one thing that I must say about our community is that there are so many partners and so many community-based organizations that just have the best interests of our children at heart. So when parents are having any kind of challenges that they need to face between the school and the community-based organizations, we could find that support for them. So it's very crucial that the parents are involved, that the parents follow up with their school in terms of, what do I need to do at home to support my child with attendance, with the academic work, and when they're and that avenue of communication is crucial. Developing positive relationships with the schools and with the staff in the school the power of that is beyond words. And in our community, we have community-based organizations that provide health supports. We have community-based organizations that provide mentoring. We have community organizations that collaborate with other community organizations, such as Gifford Youth Achievement Center with the Moonshot Moment, and putting academies together. So everyone is working towards the best interests of the students. So my recommendation for these 3 pillars to always be united, and parents to know that we live in a community where schools and community-based organizations have the best interests of children at heart and really do the right thing and are always there to support them.
What I want to do a little bit more, we're going to take another break, but I'm going to come back, and sometimes we take for granted that other components should know what they should be doing. And sometimes that's not the case.
Yes.
But we want to talk a little bit more on what those parents, what those community organizations, and the school district has it. They have a curriculum. They have an outline of what they want to do. But we want to make sure that the other 2 components are also as strong as the school district to go hand in hand with each other.
Okay.
So we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with that same point about how can we lay out a roadmap, if you will, with these other 3 components, other 2 components. Stay tuned. We're going to come right back after these messages.
Stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics in downtown Vero Beach. Owner Patty Callahan prints it all, from color and black and white copies to blueprints, banners, signs, prints of paintings, and fine art. Patty makes restorations and creates outstanding graphic designs. Call Patty at 770-1521 or stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics at 2345 14th Avenue. Stop by for all of your printing needs at Patty's Printing and Graphics, across from the old railroad station in downtown Vero Beach.
We're having a lot of information come our way and come your way, and hopefully if you have any questions about what we are talking about, I'm sure feel free to call the school district. I remember that number because my 3 kids that went through Indian River County School District, I was very active. 772-564-3000, that's the main number, and anybody you want to contact, they can put you in contact with those persons. So if you want to talk to Dr. Torrez Martinez, just give that number a call, or unless you want to call directly. You have a direct number you want to call?
Yes. 564-5944.
Okay, so you can call her directly. But I want to get back in talking about these components, how we sometimes assume in our mind that everybody should know, the parents should know, the community should know, but a lot of times people may not. Remind me of a story, a little commercial I heard on television when this lady told her daughter she was so excited about getting her iPhone, and she's about 72 years old, had never used an iPhone in her life. She just texted her first message. She was pumped up by that first message, and she said, "Baby, I got this telephone. It is great. I know what OMG mean. Oh my God. I know what BFF mean. Best friends forever. But what does IDK mean?" She said, "Mom, it mean I don't know." She said, "See that nobody knows." She just told her. But she didn't grasp it because the technical part of texting just in IDK, what does IDK mean? And the daughter said, "I don't know." And she said, "See that no one knows." So sometimes that's the same thing that applies to parent. Some of them may not know, because this is generation after generation after generation when they have been a part of a family that didn't mind their kids missing school. Matter of fact, take them out of school for vacations, long period of time. But explain now how important it is for those parents to know that it is important that that child try to be in school every single day, 180 days.
Well, we know that nationwide there is an issue with absenteeism, and the percent of time that you are out of school, missing just 1 or 2 days of school a month is a big deal.
Right.
Because that accumulates and it prevents you from learning opportunities. Parents need to know that there are a lot of services out there for their children if they need help. If sometimes a really good example is medical exams. I mean, do your medical exams at another time during non-school days, for example. One of the things that we have done, and we did this this year, it was a fabulous turnout, was when kids came to register for kindergarten.
Right.
At our enrollment office, we were doing vision screening so that we could already determine if the child needed glasses so that they could do this early on.
Good idea.
What the message with that is, reach out to us if parents have questions of what they need to do, but they need to own the fact that attendance is one of the most important aspects and one of the most important indicators of school and academic success and success in life. So they need to own that. They need to know that. They need to know that they're developing a habit and a responsibility, and that it is a value.
Yes.
So attendance really becomes a value. So if you value education and you value being where you need to be, whether that's school or work,
very good,
or church, so you're valuing that, so your attendance is crucial. So own the fact that every day counts, every minute counts, and that if you attend today, you achieve tomorrow.
That is beautiful. We are so happy to have had with us Dr. Lilliam Torrez Martinez, and I just wanted to say thank you to you for being attentive as a community, as parents, as people who are concerned about educating our kids. And if you want to educate our children, you definitely want to make sure they're there in the classroom, in that learning environment where we have loving teachers and instructors and administrators who support them.
Stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics in downtown Vero Beach. Owner Patty Callahan prints it all, from color and black and white copies to blueprints, banners, signs, prints of paintings, and fine art. Patty makes restorations and creates outstanding graphic designs. Call Patty at 770-1521 or stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics at 2345 14th Avenue. Stop by for all of your printing needs at Patty's Printing and Graphics, across from the old railroad station in downtown Vero Beach.
We're back with our final segment, and I tell you, time flies when you're having fun.
I'm telling you,
Lillian,
you know.
you have been absolutely informative, fantastic, and helping us to see how attendance is important and how absenteeism is not good. It doesn't build up absenteeism; it takes away. But there has to be any project that you may engage yourself in. The first thing you want to know, like taking a scientific method. Number one, know your problem. Make guesses about your problem, and make a hypothesis about your problem, rather, and other incremental stages of getting to that result. And that's the goal. What's your goal now in making sure that we have good attendance and that we have little or no absenteeism? What is your goal?
Well, our ultimate goal is that all children participate in school and benefit from standard-based instruction and reach high levels of academic success so that they could be lifelong learners and productive members of society. In terms of attendance, our goal is to make sure that we decrease the number of students that are absent from school, and that we really send out a message that every day counts and every minute counts, and that that the community and parents know that even being out 2 days a month, for example, has a negative impact. That you need to be there. So just like the Moonshot Moment has that 90%, well, we don't want 90%. In attendance, 90% is not good enough.
Right.
Let's just put it in that perspective. 90% attendance means that you have been out 10% of the time. Which means
18 days.
That's 18 days. That's not good. So we need to strive for 98, 99% attendance, and that gives you a little time for just in case you're sick.
Exactly.
But the 90% in attendance it's not a good number.
Right.
So our goal is to have over 96, 97% attendance in our schools, and also that only when you have to be absent from school because of an illness are you absent from school, and that you reach out to us so that we could help you close any kind of gap that you may have because you were out. So we want to actually do away with truancy, really decrease that to nothing, and that kids that are absent from school are only absent when they have to because of a medical condition.
You mentioned earlier quickly about how this student was so happy to say, I don't want to miss school because of my class. What type of mechanism do you have in place to inspire kids to want to be there? I mean, what do you use as incentives or?
Well, schools are really working really hard to create warm and engaging climates. We worked, and you were part of the Positive Climate and Discipline Code of Student Conduct. So we are encouraging schools and families to really get involved and to be part of that positive climate in school. We also are wanting to expand our mentors to make sure that every child feels cared about. You participated in our Kids at Hope piece. So we're bringing a lot of things to help our schools build the culture and climate within their school. And we just want to send the message out to parents that every parent and every child is welcome in our schools.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Very, very good information. And to you for viewing this show today, I hope you picked up some great ideas about how important it is for your child to be in school. So until next time, as we always say, you can either be a part of the solution or you can be a part of the problem. We want you to be a part of the solution. So please, the next time, tune in for another great guest. Have a great, great, great day. See ya.